What's the worst excuse you've heard from someone who was caught being a pervert?
Stolen from the American forum Reddit.
Caught a guy hiding in the bushes outside my house. His excuse: I'm the caretaker next door, I'm trying to catch the kids stealing washing off the clotheslines. There was no washing on the clotheslines. His name was Billy. Billy got the bash. An ex-coworker of mine got caught trying to molest a sleeping 8-year-old girl. He was partying at the house with the mother and father of said girl all night and ended up crawling into her bed and doing stuff to her while she was passed out. Luckily the girl was aware enough to call him out and dad and mom came and put a stop to it and called police. Anyways, his excuse to the police, judge, jury was, I thought she was the adult girl I was talking to earlier. So yes, his excuse was basically, Your Honor, I thought I was raping someone else, I didn't know she was a minor. He's in jail now, so that's good. I went out in my boxers to get the pizza, and the button happened to be undone. Man who met a pizza delivery girl with his dick out, how big was the tip? Caught a guy grabbing my junk after I had passed out at a party. I woke up and whacked him in the face. He said, I thought you were asleep. Oh well, pardon me. I worked at a movie theater for my first job. There was this guy, who would always wear a long, trench-style bubble coat, even if it's like July. This was around the time Diary of a Wimpy Kid came out. Dude was probably 60 plus and would only buy a drink and multiple tickets to successive showings of that movie. He would sit in the back completely covered by his coat, like you would sit on the couch, knees up to your chest, with a blanket. That's how he sat in that coat. He would be there for hours watching this movie 2 to 4 times depending on how many showings we had. Anyway, with his drink, he would also empty the napkin dispensers. I mean like 2 or more dispensers. Claimed his drink was messy. Caught him one day walking out after the movie and those napkins were balled up to the size of a goddamn basketball. Multiple people witnessed it over the course of the movie being in theaters, so we took his picture, banned him, and told the nearby theaters about him. Never saw him again. Movie theater long trench coat, definitely a kid standing on another kid's shoulders. I was a supervisor at a water park when I was 20. A lifeguard called me over and said, I'm not sure how to say this, but I think that guy over there is being inappropriate. There was a large man standing against the pool wall with his arm in the water and it appeared that he was masturbating. When I walked up to him he didn't stop, he just pressed himself up against the wall closer and moved his arm more slowly. When I got closer I could also see his shorts were around his knees. I called the police and told him he needed to pull up his pants and come with me. He kept telling the cop that the drawstring on my shorts got tied around thing and I was trying to get it off. Edit. Apparently some people think I shouldn't have called the cops. There was a grown man masturbating in a pool where children were swimming, of course I'm calling the fucking police. Oh, he was trying to get it off alright. The 21-year-old friend of my older sister, too drunk to drive home, caught by my mother while he was in the bed with me, 9 years old, with his hands down my pants and mouth everywhere else. His explanation? I thought she was her sister, who has a room 2 floors down and was a very well-endowed 20-year-old, right next to the couch he was supposed to be sleeping on. He just wanted to feel the texture of my tights. In my crotch. A good friend of mine's sister's boyfriend got arrested for child porn and they found a video on his phone of him filming my same friend's girlfriend in the shower through a crack in the door. It had one of those locks that acts like a small chain rather than a bolt. Up until that point they had been on side with him as he had said his computer was hacked initially. His excuse for the shower video was that he was trying to use the steam from the shower to cleanse the lens and his camera by putting it past the door. This was 6 years ago and he's still in jail. Growing up, we had a peeping Tom in the neighborhood. He came out at night and peered in windows. I didn't hear him say it, but when he was caught, the guy insisted he was a fisherman out looking for night crawlers. Though this was my brother's room. Oh yeah, motherfucker? So you thought you were going through my brother's drawers? Said to a guy standing there, deer in the headlights look, with my underwear in his hand. I was a cafe manager for a bookstore and a regular customer kept hitting on a 16-year-old worker. She came to me, so I told him to leave her alone. He was in his 40s. He followed me to the storeroom, knocked on the door, and told me she shouldn't dress like that if she didn't want to be bothered. We wore long-sleeve shirts and ties. I told him it didn't matter if she was naked, she is selling coffee and not herself. Caught an ex-friend groping up a passed-out drunk girl at a party and looking under her clothes. What? It's not like she'll remember. Buddy of mine has fairly bad eyesight, really nearsighted. I've caught him ogling dudes whilst we're out and about, and he'll try to deny it. But what he doesn't realize is that it's super obvious, because he has to squint really hard in order to see them properly. So whilst most people would glance at someone's butt as they went past, he'll be standing there giving it the full, Senor Chang reading a note, treatment. Luckily, nobody's called him out on it yet, but I can't wait to see him try to talk his way out of it. I saw someone else doing it to someone, so I wanted to see what the hoopla was about. Keep your hands to yourself. I caught a man looking through the sliding glass door on my balcony watching me sleep. Stupidly I opened the door to confront him and he said, "I thought someone else lived here," before jumping over the railing and running off. A band instructor came up behind me and grabbed my breasts. He said he was just trying to remember my name. By my cup size. I can't remember faces, but I never forget a pair of tits. Doesn't seem like a terribly compelling excuse. I'm gay, Kevin Spacey, age is just a number. Yeah, and you're an adult who just asked me what kind of underwear I wear and whether I would date you. Back TF off, age is just a number. So is a prison sentence. Happened to my sister. She wasn't a flat-chested girl and when she came to work, a male colleague pulled her top apart and said to undo a few buttons. When she protested she was met with the excuse, "It's a restaurant, what do you expect?" Literally what the fuck does that even mean? More mild than some of the others, but I once asked a guy to stop staring at my chest, it was blatant and I really just wanted it to stop. The response, "Your boobs aren't even that big." I was a server and the cook reached deep into my pocket which was basically located right above my crotch. He claimed that he just wanted to keep my money from falling out. Calm down, I was only joking FFS. Mom goes to take a shower and boyfriend is with the 5-year-old daughter. When mom comes out, 5-year-old's pants are off and boyfriend's dick is on top of her privates. He looks up and says, "It's not what it looks like." I can explain. He couldn't. He's still in prison. I wonder what his explanation was. Yeah, how do you explain molesting and raping a 5-year-old? Caught a person at my job masturbating through his clothes. You're too quiet. You snuck up on me. Like, motherfucker, just get out. Another student taking up skirt pictures of me in high school. When I called him out he said, "Come on, just let me do it." I was asking for it by smiling and being friendly to him. I was 16 and running the store while the owner was gone. Horrifying what people think is okay. Guy on Twitter who we caught being pervy towards a 14-year-old. I just wanted to be her sexuality mentor, grooming. The word he's looking for there is grooming. Stuck his hands down my pants while I was sleeping. When I clearly said nothing was going to happen. When I was upset I was overreacting. I had a similar experience with an ex. I broke up with her and she tried to grab my dick. When I told her that it's kind of fucked to just grab a guy's dick, she said that because I'm a guy the first shouldn't mind. What? Construction workers in the building across my apartment could see into my room apparently. They showed me a porn they shot of me and my GF cause they thought it'd think it was cool or funny. People like this have completely ruined the image of construction workers. As a construction worker it disgusts me. A lot of people believe we're just a bunch of vulgar felons waiting on the next piece of ass to walk by so we can whistle at them. Most people in tenant environments won't even respond when we greet them. I'm a professional, I act like a professional, work like a professional, and they pay me like a professional. In fact, a lot of us actually make over 100K per year without working insane amounts of hours despite how rough we look lol. I've ranted. On behalf of the professionals out there, sorry this has happened to you, and know that most of us think that shit is not okay. The 55-year-old man who had been charged and convicted of pedophilia, edit, I meant convicted of child molestation, as someone pointed out. She smiled at me. I thought she wanted it. I heard a new one the other day. Persistence beats resistance. The world is a little fucked up. It didn't mean anything. She was showing me how to do it and I wanted to feel how I should move. The man who put his hand on my ass during a swim lesson I was teaching. This is none of your business. I was the administrator in charge of the facility where he was about to have sex with a random guy in the public bathroom, who was the uber-religious conservative preacher that was big on anti-gay legislation, but they caught him doing coke with a bunch of gay prostitutes. Because I think his excuse was he was just getting a massage or something like that.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget, you get video, I get likes and subscribes. See you soon.